Okay, first time recording on this new camera. This is weird. I don't know where to look. Yeah, that's okay. Welcome back. Hello again. My name is Tiffany. This is Sailor over here. I was promising that I was going to be posting more and I was going to be, doing more things on the channel, and something really frustrating happened, and it's no one else's fault but my own. I've been working on a video of the van install with the ceiling, and hang on. Let's try this again. This is like the fourth time I'm recording this. Between the mic and the new camera, it's just a mess. Like there's so many technical difficulties, which is the reason I'm even doing this video in the first place. I was working on this video about the ceiling slats and putting in the lights and all those things, and unfortunately I deleted that footage. So mentally, I'm just not ready to go back and start working on it again. Eventually I will do that, but for now I decided to make this video about my trip to the Dry Tortugas. I spent the last season working down at Everglades National Park. I work for the National Park Service as a park ranger. Everglades is managed with Dry Tortugas National Park, and Dry Tortugas for me, as well as for a lot of people, is kind of a bucket list kind of park, because it's not like other parks where you can just roll in. This is a national park that you have to actually plan and do some research and kind of spend some money to go there. Like I said, Everglades and Dry Tortugas are managed together, so there's a little bit of overlap there. We get a lot of people coming to Everglades and asking us questions about Dry Tortugas, and because I'd never been there before, I can't really answer those questions. So I had reached out about going out to Dry Tortugas. They needed help with this program that they were doing for a bird study that they do there every year on studying the sooty terns. So they needed help with the program. I was available and wanted to go out, so I had the opportunity. And obviously I snagged that as quick as possible, because I've been trying to get down to Dry Tortugas forever, since I found out that it was a thing that existed in the world. So Dry Tortugas is, I believe, about 80 miles off the coast of Key West. It's basically one giant fort, Fort Jefferson. This beautiful fort surrounded by the most blue, incredibly aqua waters that you've ever seen. The thing about Dry Tortugas is that to get out there, you have to do some planning, and you really have to do your research. So there are two ways to get out to Dry Tortugas. Well, three ways technically. The first way is to take your own boat. So if you have your own boat, you are more than welcome to go out there, and you can camp on your boat or just spend the day, come back. The second option is to take a seaplane, which is a really awesome option if you ask me. It'll get you out there in about an hour. The third way is to take the Yankee Freedom, which is a ferry that will get you out there. I believe it takes about 3 hours. So I took the seaplane out and I took the ferry back, so I could try out both different ways and be able to tell people, what to expect, what to bring, and all those things. What can I say? I've never been on a seaplane before. I took a deadhead flight out, which is basically them taking an empty plane back out there to pick people up. So I jumped on that plane to go out, and it was really incredible. You're flying pretty low to the water, so I'm looking out and I'm seeing dolphins, I'm seeing sea turtles. The park ranger that I went down with was able to bring his dog. So, and the dog's name is Sailor, the same name as my dog. So that was a pretty cool thing. We got there after the ferry had left for the day. So they take all these people in the morning and then everyone leaves. So the island pretty much empties out. So I set up my campsite, and then I was able to go out and sit on the moat wall and watch the sunset. The next morning I woke up, went out for sunrise, went to the very top of the fort and was able to watch the sunrise, which was, incredible. Then I had to go to a meeting to talk to the rangers down there, introduce myself, kind of get oriented with what I had to do with what I was helping out with, and then I pretty much had the day to myself to wander around. So I did a lot of exploring of the fort, of course. Then in the afternoon, I had the opportunity to go snorkeling off of Loggerhead Key, which is another one of the keys nearby, another island nearby. It has a really huge, beautiful old lighthouse there. And the reason we were going out there was to snorkel. So it was myself, one of the park rangers, and then one of the biologists that work for the park. And we were going out to survey if there was any damage from this boat that had run aground. So they managed to get the boat off of whatever it was that they were stuck on, but they weren't sure if there was any damage. So we kind of fanned out and went snorkeling. We didn't see any damage to the reef, but I did see a lot of really awesome creatures, a ton of tropical fish, black-tipped shark, a ton of barracuda. Snorkeling out there, whether you're snorkeling off of Garden Key where Fort Jefferson is, or if you get the chance to go over to Loggerhead, you're snorkeling in some of the most amazing coral reefs, and they are just a few feet off the shore. Pretty cool that night. This wind is... After the snorkeling, we came back, kind of rinsed off, and that was the night of the program, so we set up for that program that we did. And that night, it was one of the volunteers there. It was his last week. So they ended up doing a potluck for him, which was really cool to be able to hang out with all those people and be able to spend time with them in that kind of environment. Then my last day, I woke up somewhat early again, and I went out to the water and just kind of laid down in the shade and pretty much fell asleep, and did some birding until it was time to leave on the boat, which I mixed up the time. I almost missed that boat back, but luckily I got there in time. I had to say my goodbyes as we were departing, like pulling away from the dock. So if you are into birding or history or old forts or architecture or sea creatures and snorkeling or any of those things, if you get the chance to go to Dry Tortugas, I highly recommend it. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming. That was my trip to Dry Tortugas. Thank you for watching. Any questions about anything, feel free to leave a comment or reach out in some sort of way. Feel free to like this and comment on it and share it, and tell your friends and your dogs and everybody to come watch it. And I don't know, I guess that's it. See ya. Bye. Do you see yourself? I'm not gonna get any work done like this.